fasiray أنا maxaan u maleynaayay Dubai intii la wado baasaboorkay waa laga qaatay raacinaysaa ku jiraa intuu qof embassy la soo hadli karo ilaah ka baqdo la soo hadlo aan daalay I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here, this place. This is where I'm living. I'm so tired of it. It's just like I want to go back. I don't want to be here no more. I don't cut my hair. I don't shave. I don't do nothing. I just want to go back. Amigo, back.
Hey, what's up, beautiful people? I trust you're doing well. Welcome back to Mukami Reacts. If it's your first time here, kindly subscribe. If you've subscribed already, thank you so much for your support. Like, please share and comment. Let's watch this video, and towards the end I'll give my views. Thank you.
Folks, today I am here to announce that I will be sending ICE to deport all Somalis back to Somalia for scamming the gorgeous state of Minnesota. How dare there are people out there scamming the United States of America without my permission. I am the only person that is allowed to break the law in this country, folks. If Somalis resist and fight back, I will go ahead and recognize Somaliland as a free sovereign nation. Once I close down all these daycare centers, I will be putting my name on all of them and creating a Trump daycare franchise of my own, because that clown Tim Walz over here giving out free millions of dollars to any schmuck that opens a business. Why did nobody tell me Minnesota was handing out free money for scammers? I would have moved all my businesses there a long time ago. But yeah, all the fraudulent white-owned businesses can relax. I won't be coming after you. I am strictly going after Somali businesses because they're the only ones scamming this country, folks. Trust me.
Don't let me go.
Sir, we need you to step inside the
Walk
vehicle.
I'm scared. Please, I have kids here.
We'll talk, but you have to get in the car.
Don't take me.
People who spent years calling America racist are now crying online because they're being sent back to the same country they swore was better than here. Y'all like the video right here, follow for more. And let's get into this one. You see the meltdown videos everywhere, tears, anger, demands, but none of them mention the fraud investigations, the expired visas, the money that moved through criminal networks, or the abuse of programs paid for by the taxpayers. The moment accountability shows up, they all act shocked. I look at these videos and all I see is the same contradiction. Somalia is beautiful when they want moral high ground, but Somalia becomes unsafe the moment removal papers arrive. They switch the story depending on what benefits them. The reactions are emotional because the system finally stopped bending. Deportations are happening because laws exist, because agencies uncover fraud rings, because certain groups are draining millions from health, housing, and social programs that working Americans rely on. There's nothing complicated here. People act like the West owes everyone a comfortable life, like your job is to give everyone else more than what you could give your own family. And that is not how a country works. You cannot build a healthy society by subsidizing the failure of another one. And while all this is going on, the people who should be rebuilding Somalia, protecting Somalia, and modernizing Somalia are here demanding benefits. Their own country loses the adults who should be leading it. But Americans care about Americans who can't afford homes. They care about the people being pushed out of work by cheap labor. They care about a safe country. They do not care about entitlement meltdowns on TikTok. Accountability is not cruelty. Borders are not cruelty. Deportations are not cruelty. They're the basic function of a stable nation. Western countries are finally acting like it. Y'all like the video right there? Follow for more. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Observed something. Why is it that the places that people are highly religious, like hyper focused on religion, and everything they do is attached to religion, and they cannot separate living their lives from religion, there is so much adversity, so much poverty, not much progress, and if there is progress, it's minimal over time. What is it that happens? Do they use religion as a coping mechanism to all the misery they're experiencing, or what is it? Because I need to understand that.
It just gets bad in here, man. I just don't want to be here no more. Just pray to God, I'm just tired of you guys talking about me and just always talking shit. You guys just don't even know how to just leave me alone. I'm just so tired.
Hi, my loves. Welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So, a lot of this Somalis are actually that have. Some of them who got deported have been crying on social media, and they are crying not because of any other thing, but because of they are facing the harsh reality of life back home. Okay, like everybody will always say, oh, home is always better. That's true. Home is home. Okay, but most times what you meet at home is not all you expect. Okay, if home was always better, why did you leave wherever you're coming from to move to another person's country? There must be a reason. Okay, so like I said, I always say people travel for different reasons, and now they are crying because of unemployment and of course the poverty, the high rate of poverty and everything that is happening to them. Where, imagine coming from a country where you have ships, you can work, earn money, and also have like little to send back home. But now you're not able to do all of that, so a lot of them are freaking out. Well, let's take a look at these videos, then I'll come back with more commentary. Credit belongs to original creators of these videos. Let's go watch.
This is the failed generation of Somalia. The generation that has been leading Somali politics for the last 30 years. So what have we gotten from this? Let's look at the numbers. Around 70% of Somalis live in extreme poverty. Africa's average is roughly 40%. Over 4.6 million Somalis face acute food insecurity. Somalia is consistently in the top 5 worst hunger crises in the world. 1.8 million children are acutely malnourished. Over 400,000 are severely malnourished. Adult literacy in Somalia is about 41%, one of the lowest literacy rates in the world. Africa's average is close to 70%. The global average is 84%. Over 60% of Somali youth are unemployed. And nearly 70% of the population is under 25. Somalia's life expectancy is 57 years. The global average is 73 years. 1 in 10 children die before the age of 5. That's around 100 deaths per 1,000 births. Globally, that number is about 37. Somalia has more than 3 million internally displaced people. And every single week, hundreds of young Somalis die in the Mediterranean Sea, trying to escape this system for a better life. And yet, we welcome these leaders as heroes. We clap for them. We defend them. Even though their results are the worst in the world. So in the end, we can only blame ourselves. Because for them, the system works.
Somalia is a failed state that exports nothing to the world but piracy and terrorism. Somalia as a country contributes nothing. It accomplishes nothing. It has achieved nothing. You'd have to go back thousands of years to find a time when Somalia had any real significance on the global stage, and yet
People who spent years calling America racist are now crying online because they're being sent back to the same country they swore was better than here. Y'all like the video right here. Follow for more.
Move back, 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 move back. Out the way, boys, out the way, out the way. You're gonna get knocked down. Move.
It just gets bad in here, man. I just don't want to be here no more. Just pray to God, I'm just tired of you guys talking about me and just always talking shit. You guys just don't even know how to just leave me alone. I'm just so tired. I don't want to be here no more.
Like, come on, how bad could it be? Here's a man who was sent back to Somalia, okay? Watch what he says here.
أنا معهم ملنا دبي أنت اللي وضو باسبوركي ولا قاطي أنا سأوك جرا أنتو قفوا أمبسي لزال كورو إلى كبغض لسؤال عند علي. I don't want to be here no more. I'm so tired of being here. this place. This is where I'm living. I'm so tired of it. It's just like, I want to go back. I don't want to be here no more.
He said that we require a visa to get in to our own country, Somalia.
This is embarrassing, right? Most countries, they welcome their diasporas. Somalia says, yeah, pay up first. What? Somalia has gone so low, right? To the point crushing national identity and belonging in exchange for a fee. What is this? Who's gonna tell them that it is the diasporas who are sending billions back home, supporting the everyday people, right? Rebuilding the houses, paying the school fees, supporting the economy. Sheesh. We have no leadership. This is embarrassing. Instead of making it easier to visit, invest, and bring back skills, Somalia just told everyone, yeah, you're Somali when we need your money. Crushing every ounce of belonging and national identity, bruh. Somali government, trash. Trash.
Recognize some pretty obvious alarm bells here. All across these programs, claims were skyrocketing, absolutely spiraling out of control over a short period of time. And the reality is that the Somali community, which is where these large-scale fraud rings have been concentrated within this population in the state, it is a sizable voting bloc. It is a voting bloc you have to win if you're going to win political office in Minneapolis. And so I think that was likely a incentive here that made some people not want to look too closely at what's been going on.
Yeah, they don't want to look too closely at it, as this guy lays out, because it's obvious that a lot of Democrats are probably being funded by the fraud, right? Because that is how Democrats operate. What they do is that they take taxpayer dollars, they funnel the taxpayer dollars into these liberal nonprofits, these entities that are designed to do good, right? To do humanitarian stuff, like, for example, help kids with autism or to take care of old people or whatever. But that's not what they actually do. They funnel that money into their own pockets. They don't actually solve the problem that they're supposed to solve. And then they give Democrats kickbacks in the form of campaign donations for funneling tax dollars to them. There's no doubt in my mind that that's probably what's happening in Minneapolis. It's probably what's happening in Minnesota. And that's why you have politicians like, for example, Tim Walz playing the race card when confronted on all of the fraud that seems to be very prevalent amongst the Somali community in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So without further ado, I want to go ahead and roll this clip of Tim Walz responding to NBC News host Christian Welker, confront him on the scandals that are happening in his state that he's overseeing, and why is it that he's not doing anything about it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
From countries beyond Afghanistan, specifically targeting the Somali community in your home state. He also... Welcome back, and joining me now is Democratic Governor Tim Walz of Minnesota. Governor Walz, welcome back to Meet the Press.
Good to be with you, Kristen. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. Thanks you so much for being here. I do want to start with the tragic shooting of the two National Guard service members. In the aftermath of the shooting, as you know, President Trump has responded by vowing to crack down on refugees, including from countries beyond Afghanistan, specifically targeting the Somali community in your home state. He also described you using a slur widely regarded as derogatory toward people with intellectual disabilities. I want to read for you what he said, Governor, and get your reaction on the other side. He said, hundreds of thousands of refugees from Somalia are completely taking over the once great state of Minnesota.
Let's discuss about this harsh reality. Why are the Somalis not welcomed back home? In Africa, that is. They say east or west, home is the best. But for the Somalis, this seems not to be the same. And why is that? Why are they not welcomed? Why are they emotional all over, wanting to go back to the US? The Somalis claimed that they were not Africans. They said that they were not blacks. They were all over the internet trolling people, trolling the Africans, trolling even the Black Americans, not knowing that Africa was following them. They saw this, they had that. And this is one of the reasons why they are not welcoming them. Again, in their country, Somalia, they are not welcomed. They are asking for visa. If you don't have visa, there's no entry. And some are complaining that the Somalian government is ruthless to them. But is that so? Again, the reason why the African countries, Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia are not accepting them is because these Somalis have been involved in great fraud, corruption, money laundering, and this has been a major case in African countries, and they don't want to go further. That's the reason why they do not want more fraud. They do not want more corruption. And the American government, being the watchdog of Africa, the African countries, has exposed these Somalis' activity, the corruption, the fraud. The African countries accept fraud back? No, they wouldn't, because if they accept them, this means that they are going to do even more. And I'm not being judgmental. I beg your pardon. I'd appreciate to know your views. And why are they so emotional that they want to go back to the US? It's because they were used to good life, businesses in the US, good economic activities, infrastructure, best education for their kids back in Minnesota. Now all that is gone. And they have in their mind that when they go back home, that is in Somalia, the country suffers from extreme poverty. There is extreme poverty. We see this all over the internet. It's all over. And for example, you, my viewer, if you're used to having a job, a part-time job or a full-time job in a country where you have all resources, you have education for your kids, you have extra source of income if you work full-time or whatever way, and then you are told to go back to your country where there is poverty, there is insecurity, there is no food, there is unemployment, and you go back as a refugee. Wouldn't you be emotional? I guess you would be. The refugee protection, the employment, the opportunity that they had back in the US is denied. Like, they don't have it anymore. They no longer have that. And they're deported back to the country. The property, the business that they had started is left behind. And then they are expected to start life from square one. That's why we are seeing so many people, so many of the Somalis all over the internet, emotional. And even in the video, you can see that man crying. He's very emotional. He wants his visa back and he wants to go back to the US because his community is not accepting him. They are not receiving him well. They expected that if they go back home, there's going to be a warm welcome, but it's quite the opposite. That's not the case. So, what are your thoughts on this topic? Please let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for staying with me up to this time.